Don't listen. Y'all picked the wrong one this year. I'm gonna show you just how broke I am.
Hello, world. I came through today because I've been seeing a lot of action about this Anton Daniels, Corey Holcomb situation. So I wanted to drop my little 2 cents in. Before I start, I want to say that I don't condone abuse to children in any manner. I'm from the era where if you see somebody out in public and they with their family, 9 times out of 10, you giving them a pass. You acknowledging them like, yo, I could have got you, bro, but you with your family, so I'm gonna give you a pass. You know, that's where I come from. With that being said, I feel like maybe Anton Daniels don't understand the art of war. Because if you really want to be real, one, you should never holler, oh, I'm from Detroit. That nigga was in your lap. What Detroit man or woman ain't getting down on sight? Especially after a man in your grill, in your lap. In your lap. He told you, say that Fugazi statement again, I'll go in your mouth. You didn't say nothing. You did what a broad would do. You got up out of there, and then you start talking tough. You start talking real tough. Oh, he's a hoe, and he's a this, and he's a that, he's a PUSSY, and yada, 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 yada. Man, you wasn't saying none of that. You wasn't popping none of that in front of that man. In front of the man. So you provoked him to bring up your family. It's the art of war. It's the art of war. Then after the man bring up your family, after you done called him gay, and you kept poking at him, because you mad that you brought your side piece into the interview and Corey exposed that. You a married man, right? You know, you the Mr. Ain't no man gonna raise my daughter but me. But you out here hoeing with your little red bone. Like, make it make sense. How is it not gonna be possible for another man to raise your daughter if you out here simping? And what does that, how do you think that makes your daughter feel that you out here simping and she can just Google your name and everything pops up? Pictures of you and other women, you and this, you doing that, you doing this, you doing that. Me personally, I think that you get off on trying to degrade black people. Like, I mean, I'm just being honest. Your energy when you with them WBs is not the same when you go on to these brown people's platforms. When you go on these brown people's platform, you act like you are superior to them. They're ignorant, and you have all the intelligence. You have all the intellect. Their points don't have any substance, and you know, you him, according to what you would say. But when you get on there with them WBs, it be kind of like you the help. Do you have some powerful points? Yes. Sometimes you do. But your energy ain't the same as in when you with the black people. You know, maybe you feel a little bit more comfortable. Maybe you feel like, well, I got more money than you. Just because it don't matter how much money you got. I mean, that don't make you a good man, or it don't make you, you know, a likable person. You could be a millionaire and still be a bum, trash-ass individual, scumbag, a scumbag. And really, I don't know you from a can of paint, but from the outside looking in, you a scumbag, bro. You a broad. Because why would you go And then after you're not in nobody's face showing your knuckles. Oh, this how we get down. Well, why you didn't get down? Why you didn't squabble up? Why you didn't represent Detroit since I'm from Detroit? What? Why you didn't get down? Oh, I got too much to lose. I came there to, expose. You got exposed, brother. You got exposed that you hoeing behind your wife's back. You got exposed that you a hoe. Like you are a broad. Because you showed us that you a broad. You had security. So you had help. So if you had help, why you ain't crash out? You got on the internet saying after you left, you was gonna crash out. You was ready. You was selling wolf tickets, my boy. You selling dreams. That's what you doing. You selling dreams. Talking about, oh, I'm this and oh, he wouldn't have done nothing. He wasn't gonna. What you do, brother? Then you got home and then started the smear campaign, and now you want to act like the police. So the man bring up your family, show pictures of your daughter, a video with your wife, and now you want to sue. Female tendencies. You from Detroit. You was talking that street shit. Why you ain't handling it in the streets? Why are you not handling it without the white man? Because you want to go run to the white man. Oh, I got to sue and defamation and da-da-da. But you brought this. You brought this energy. You brought this vibe. You wanted this. And now that the man gave you what you want, now you want to sue? Talking about you got your money right? What? You got your money right? Wasn't your money always right? Why your money gotta be right to go to war with Corey Holcomb? He's a comedian. He ain't got Bill Gates' money. I don't want to stop a man from feeding his family. You went up there to stop a man from feeding his family because you went up there on some bullshit. You even said out your own mouth, you went up there to expose him. Expose him for what? You're on his show. You're on this man's show. Then you want to talk some old irate shit. And then when the man get up in your lap, you bitched up. You from Detroit, right? That's what you claim. So, if we're going off Detroit standards, you bitched up. Let's just be real. You didn't stand 10 toes down. You retreated. You ran. Then when you got free and you were safe, then you start throwing rocks. Come on, brother. You should have just stayed in the lane and not being no gangster. Because you're like a homosexual gangster. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you want to portray like you tough and you hard, but you doing fugazi things behind closed doors. Come on, bro. Like I said, I don't know you. But when I do see you, some of the interactions seem like maybe you got some intelligence and you may have some things to teach other people, but then it comes across the same way as you're better than them. You're broke. You're this. I'm Anton Daniels. I'm rich. I'm him. I'm perfect. But you're not. You're flawed. You're flawed, brother. And as a father to another father, a man brought up your baby. I don't know no man that's gonna go to the police when the man crossed the line about his baby. I definitely ain't gonna get on the internet popping my gums. No, I'm on your ass. Belt to ass. You done brought up my baby. Not, oh, I have to deal with my daughter, taking her out of school, and, she's so accomplished, and, she's going to have therapy. Bitch, you should have thought about that, bruh. You have a family at home. Why would you go to the extent you did, and now you want to act like a broad because the man brought up the thing that mean the most to you? The art of war. Crush you. Destroy you. That's what you trying to do, but you trying to say, oh, no, I went soft at him. What the fuck? Just because you went soft don't mean I ain't going to go hard. Don't mean I ain't about to put everything I got to knock your head off your shoulders. Come on, brother. Like, this is ignorance. Your brown card is revoked. You'll never be able to talk this gangster shit again because you a whole female because the man got in your lap. He got in your lap, cuz. Got in your face. You talking about, oh, he's shaking like a stripper. You know why he was shaking like a stripper? That's anger. That's like as soon as he jump, I'm about to smash his ass. I'm about to knock his head off his shoulders. And you got that energy. That's why you got up and retreated. And then we would have never even know you brought the red bone even in the building.
And address the whole Corey Holcomb situation. All right. The whole Corey Holcomb incident. Now, 2 weeks ago, I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show. And I was excited. All right. I was excited about going on the 5150 show. Last Tuesday, I got on the plane to go from DC to LA. I got to the 5150 studios at about 8 p.m. Pacific time. I met Corey Holcomb. I was introduced to him. He shook my hand. Then about, I want to say 5 minutes before the actual show started, I was told I can't go on the show. I said, okay, cool. Then I was told that I could sit on the set, but I have to sit off camera. I said, okay, cool. And that's where I sat for the entire duration of the show.
But you was trying to be like, look at my bride, man. Look at this girl, man. Look who I'm, yeah. It's my little yeah. Yeah, you like that, huh? Yeah, that's my little yeah. And so then when everything popped off, if she was there for, the panel, why didn't she get on? If she wasn't there to be a trophy for you, why is it we never even known she was there until Corey said, you and your B and your security get the F on? Then you get on the internet talking about he a ho and he a snitch. What'd he snitch on you about? Because we didn't know about the yellow bone. We did not know, but the yellow bone get out on the internet and she want to tell her side, but never says why she would think that she would be on the panel. What you talking about, mama? What you doing here? I know why cuz here, but what you doing here? Oh, no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. This ain't no, what are we doing? No. You could sit over here and watch, what you came here for, but as far as anything else, we can't do none of that. There's no reason to talk to you. What are you talking about? You're the side piece, so play the side piece role. But you're off camera. We did not see you. We did not know who you was until you came out and spoke about it. The whole situation is messy. You got exposed, Anton. And you're looking like a slime ball. You're looking like a man that paints these narratives that are false. Oh, you're a good husband, you're a good father, you pass judgment on people that have babies out of wedlock. Are you Jesus? I don't think you're Jesus. Like, why are you even speaking on another man having a baby and it ain't got nothing to do with you? How do you pay that child support? Do you help take care of that child? So why are you bringing that up? And then you're painting this narrative like you're a good man, but you backdooring your wife. You backdooring your little girl. So instead of you being the family,
Bro, I warned him. I said, I'm going to match your energy. So.
Okay, you told him that beforehand.
If you
told him that beforehand.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm with it. Homie,
Ooh.
I don't do no sucking shit. I'm a motherfucking man. I don't do no sucking shit.
I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Well, tell you what, watch that sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no sucking,
you
homie.
say a lot of shit that I don't fuck with either. You
okay, but that gay shit, oh, you
I don't give a fuck about what you talking
hey,
about.
homie, I tell you what.
I'm right here.
Don't put no sucking shit.
Good to meet you, man. Good to meet you. I was reacting to this. I don't know if you caught it live of my reactions.
No, I just got off the plane and somebody sent it to me. So I said, Coley is a reasonable dude. We could have a conversation.
Fair enough, man. So yeah, if you were listening to a little bit, let me ask, since you're up here, what's your perspective after everything that transpired?
I told people I don't do interviews. So like, for example, if people say, yo, Ton, I want to interview you, I want to have a conversation, I disagree with some of the stuff that you say or whatever. If I don't know you, or if you're not like somebody that I'm familiar with or something like that, like in real life, I'm only doing it in person from now on. Because I think that, I don't want to be muted. I don't want to be removed. I don't want to do none of that, right? So he said, yo, I want to have you on the platform. He called me because we got some mutual acquaintances. He called me. I said, all right, cool. He said, I disagree with you on a lot of stuff. It's probably going to be, a difficult thing. And so I was like, he said, you still sure you want to do it? I said, yeah. I said, but I'm only doing it in person. I said, so when we doing it? And so I pulled up to his studio and I told him, I said, bro, I warned him. I said, I'm going to match your energy. So.
Okay, you told him that beforehand.
If you
told him that beforehand.
Absolutely. Okay. I said, we can have a disagreement. I said, but I'm going to match whatever energy you have. If you a cool person, then I'm going to be that. And he was like, all right, cool. But see, I still already know, right? So I studied him. I went into the labs. I went into the vaults, found out everything that he did, watched multiple shows, and I was prepared for whatever. And so the minute that he said that I suck, I don't know. He said I suck white people ass, white men's ass.
Yeah.
You can't control how I respond to it. You can't tell me what level of disrespect I should be willing to take and then say, no, but you can't go this far with it. So let's assume for the sake of conversation that you don't agree with how far I took it. Now you got to do something. Because I'm in your studio in person, right face to face with you, and I don't want to up your bag, so I'm not going to scrap online because that'll get you demonetized.
And that's what we were talking about on stream. I brung some people up, and we're like, it was pretty smart. Like, I was giving my perspective. Like, if someone walked up on me, I will probably just swing because that's a threat. But nah, I think that Anton.
Why?
Well, I said this. I said that I think that you handled it smart because it's like, well, you still offered them to fade outside to avoid fighting on camera to mess up the bag. So I think that was probably what was best.
It was free reign. We was right there. We could have got it in. What is there to talk about?
Yeah.
And for the people that may say, nah, I came to your city in your studio knowing that you disrespectful as what we talking about? This wasn't online. I wasn't talking in general. I'm talking right there to your
Yeah.
face.
Let me ask a question.
What are we talking about? Like you may not agree with everything that I say, but if you can't tell a chick. Here's my
Yeah.
thing. Regardless of where you stand on it, you can't tell a chick move out the way and just sit there. What is that? You might as well let her stay there.
We going back right now. I'm with it. I bet you won't say that.
We going back right now.
I got money for all this. Whatever.
I got money too. Don't nobody give a about this shit.
Hey, homie,
No,
look,
it's just not.
I ain't falling for that. I ain't falling. Dolly, get out the way. Don't get in the way of two niggas. Let me tell you something, homie.
What does that mean? Like, if we don't have a conversation, we're gonna have a conversation. And once he put the microphone down,
Man, you out in LA with your side piece. Stop playing games, bro. Don't be weak like that, bro. And then to talk about you about to sue after you was popping your gums. Nah, don't ever bring up you from Detroit again. That makes you look even softer, because if you from Detroit, it's like Detroit known for getting down. You made us look soft. You made the state of Michigan look soft. That's your fault. You should have crashed out. That man wouldn't have sued you. But you definitely had that vibe that you would have sued him. Now look what you're talking about. You saying keywords that lead to, like, you spoke to an attorney to make your case strong. You did defamation first. Let's just be real. Then you got on your platform and did defamation again. But because the man brings up a video of your wife talking unpositive about you, like you're a fucking schizo, talking about you got multiple personalities, you are, when you get angry, you're a whole different person. So the internet, Anton, is a fraud. That's not who you are. Why aren't you being who you are? Don't present yourself as a black man if you a nigga. Come on, bro. If you a nigga, just say you an educated nigga. But you project yourself as if, oh no, being a nigga is beneath me. You a fraud, bro. That's fugaziness. Be who you gonna be. Be who you gonna be. But don't act like somebody that you're not. What are you doing it for? That ain't getting you no more money. All that showed the world is that you are a PUSSY. You let a man, you said something about him, to him, and he got on your ass. Oh, he wasn't gonna do nothing. He got in your lap and told you to say it again. And it was crickets after that. So if you was a gangster, you would have said it again. He said, say it again, and I'll whoop your ass. And you said nothing. You got up. We can go outside. What you going outside for? The man in your lap right now, face to face. He's in your lap. Like in your lap. Literally in your lap. And you talking about let's go outside. No. That's, you deferred. You deferred, bro. You ain't want no smoke. But you want to get on the internet and act like you some tough guy. Ain't you like 5'6" or something like that? 5'7", some shit like that. How you a tough guy and you only 5'6", 5'7"? Like what are we doing here? Like I said, I'm not here to bash you or nothing like that, because I don't know you from a can of paint. I've seen you one time in person, and you gave off the vibe as if you were with poor people and you're rich. But the place you was in, if you shouldn't have been there. You should have been in the high roller section. Because you, Anton Daniels. Whoever that's supposed to be. But now, when they think of Michigan, they're going to think of you. and how you got hold out by Corey Holcomb and then turned around and act like a female with the smear campaign. You should probably understand the art of war. There are no guardrails, there are no boundaries. I'm coming to knock your head off your shoulders. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Now, if we really want to be real, both you and Corey, this whole thing is a bad depiction of black people. It makes us look ignorant. It makes us look foolish. It makes us look like we can't work together. So if you really want to be truthful, both of y'all lost because both of y'all look like niggas instead of intelligent black men. Like when you can't resolve situations with your intellect, then you got to get violent. But people only get violent because they're ignorant. Now, you two should have been able to converse amongst yourselves without bringing gay slurs, without bashing the other one. You should have been bringing fact after fact after fact. Y'all been doing this for a long time. So, both of y'all lost. You just look like a broad. He looked like a ignorant ninja. And you look like a female because the man got in your lap. The man told you in your face, say this homosexual slur to me again, and I'm going to light off into you. You chose to defer, get up, we can go outside. That's female tendencies. Then you get on the internet after you leave where you're safe and disrespect the man. Female tendencies. Why you didn't call him on FaceTime? Why you didn't call him on FaceTime and say, hey, you a ho. You a snitch, you this, you that, you that. You had his phone number. Why you ain't do all that and video that? Why would you go to a safe place and then start popping your gums? It just doesn't make much sense. But like I said, this is just my thoughts and opinions. You know what I'm saying? Just my thoughts and opinions. I don't know Corey Holcomb. I don't know Anton Daniels. But I am from Michigan. And as a man from Michigan, when you brought up Detroit, Michigan, and you got holed out, it made us all look bad. So you should have just stayed in your lane. Or what you should have did was had your security fuck him up. That's what you did. You came there with security. Why would you back down and you paid a man to protect you? Like, you paid a man to protect you. And big ups to the bodyguard. That was a free check, brother. You knew you was bodyguarding a ho-ho, but you know. You like, hey, it's gonna be easy money, easy work. Let me get this bag. But that man could have got you hurt. That man could have got you hurt. They knew where you stayed. They knew everything about his locations in LA. And he got up out of there. Got up out of there ASAP. And then got on the internet popping his gums like a broad. You can't respect a man like that. Like, come on, bro. You wasn't popping that. You would have got more respect if you FaceTimed him and then y'all went at it. Instead of you going on these platforms, popping your gums, talking this shit about this man, why you didn't talk to the man about it? Corey, you a hoe. You a snitch. You this, you that. Bitch, this, bitch, that. But you videoing yourself telling Corey that. You would have got more. That would have been more of a way to come back. Obviously, your brain ain't tell you to do that. You want to talk that shit and then bring the white man in there. What? So you want to shoot up my house, but then when I come back to shoot up yours, you want to call the police? Where they do that at? In Hoville. Hoville. I'm just saying, welcome to Hoville, I guess. That's what you told him. Hey, I'm over here living in Hoville. You ain't a nigga, bro. You're projecting yourself as a black man. So why you crossing the lines? Why are you meshing the lines? You either a nigga or you a black man. You can't be both. You cannot be both. You either want to be a ninja that crash out, or you want to be a black man that uses his brain. So you wasn't playing chess. Because if you was playing chess, your mind would have moved faster with your moves. And you would not have came behind and went on the internet after you left town. That makes it 10 times worse. Not better. Like, yeah, people that fuss with you may not tell you, bro, you got to hold out. The man was in your lap. The man was in your lap. There's no coming back from that. He was in your lap, literally. I'm just saying, bro. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. Stop carrying yourself the way you carry, and that's why everybody wants to bash you and bring you down. Because you act like you're so superior to black people, but you doing fugazi business behind closed doors thinking that ain't nobody gonna see it. You know, you bashing men that, you know, had kids, but they there. Why you wasn't with your kid? Why was you with the, you know, simping with the light-skinned girl? Why do they have pictures of you and the light-skinned girl at activities and games and shit like that? Why is that? Ain't no pictures of your wife and your daughter out there. Since you're such a family man and you so, you know, godly and you're this and you're that, why are there pictures of you and the light-skinned girl that you brought to the Corey Holcomb show? Can't take you serious, bro. You fugazi, man. You should have just stayed in your lane and just, you know what I mean? Stop trying to act like you better than motherfuckers, but you doing dirt behind closed doors. It's like, come on, man. Are you a narcissist or something? You got to be a narcissist. Like, but you have female traits. You do. You are very feminine in the way that you react to things, like trying to like talk down to somebody, or you know what I mean? It's like, okay, if you made it, ain't it your job to bring somebody else with you? I mean, ain't it your job to find the poorest motherfucker and help him get to where you going? I don't see that from you. I see you boasting about you this and you that, you got this, you got that. But how are you helping us? Since you got the knowledge, right? You got the answers to the test. If you got the answers to the test, who are you helping to get to the test? Or are you trying to gatekeep? Like you don't want nobody else to, you know, rise up like you. You don't want us black people as a culture to rise up. Because you bounce back and forth. You want to be hood when it's convenient for you. Then you want to be the uppity nigga when any other time. That's false, bro. You can't be both. You can't take this hood ideology into no business meetings. You know that. But you're projecting like, oh, you know, I'm able to walk in any room and da-da-da. Not no more. You should never talk anything gangster, bro. You're not a gangster. You a man that came with security. Which ain't nothing wrong with having security. That's the most intelligent thing to do in LA. Have security. But you got security because you're not like that. So if you ain't like that, why are you acting like you're like that? Why are you bringing up, I'm from Detroit? Why are you bringing up your knuckles and all? When's the last time you had a fight, brother? Because if it was recent, you would have whooped on Corey. You claim you'll whoop his ass. You would have whooped his ass. You would have, could have, would have, did it, but you did nothing. So you got nothing. But like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. Hype me up. Hype me up. I hype me up.
Hey, homie. All right, I'm out. Get your bitch ass the fuck on. And walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch, nigga. Walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch. You prove my point. I got to do. You're right. Don't bring up here, dog, that you ain't finna stand on. Right. Remember I told you that. If you got a bitch with you, explain the bitch. Don't ask her to be on my show, nigga. Can she be on the show? I don't know that bitch, nigga.